This is, if I remember correctly, the 11th episode of the Stitched with Love Knitting and Crochet podcast. For those of you who are new, my name is Shannon. I live in Palmerston North, New Zealand. I first started out filming this in Auckland, but I now live here in the lovely Manawatu, and I'm coming to you from my front room. It's lovely weather today. I've just noticed I haven't opened one of my curtains. I missed it this morning, but that's okay. It is very hot. I had the aircon on, but I turned it off. Fly, go away. Sorry. I've got my doors open, so there's flies in here now. But even then, there's no breeze coming in at the moment, so it's just, I've got all the windows open, the double doors are wide open, but it's really hot. So, but I didn't want the aircon on in case it made a noise. So yeah, this is the 11th episode, if I'm correct. I don't have too much to show you this week, and I'll explain a little bit more about that. And I was kind of thinking about the title of this podcast episode, as I was preparing for it. And my neighbour's calling to someone. But I lost train of thought now. I think they're calling for their cat. But as you will see, New Zealand's been kind of thrown into a little bit of, let's just say, uncertain times. But I will explain a little bit more about that later on, and it is in relation to the pandemic. So anyway, moving on to knitting for this week. I have no finished objects. And there's some things that I'm just not going to show you this week because I simply haven't worked on them. So it's like the big white blanket that you've seen, probably if you've seen any of my other episodes. The big white blanket is really hard for me to work on at the moment, simply because it's so hot. But I am trying, but I haven't been able to work on it much this week because it's just been hot and work's been crazy. So I've just kind of wanted to do something that I could just relax, if I can get my brain shut off. So the thing I've been working on mostly this week, you'll see it kind of sitting in the corner here. It's not actually this bright of a green, but I mean it is pretty bright. It's brighter than I thought it was when I bought the yarn. But this will be the It Cannot Fail to Please sweater by Susan Crawford, which is a 1930s inspired pattern, and I finished the back panel. But as you can see, it looks incredibly long, and I mean, this isn't finished, so it could turn out completely different to how it looks right now. It's also not blogged, but this is the back panel, and it looks massive. And I was thinking about it as I was knitting it, that maybe if I do it again, if it's a bit too long once I finished it and I've tried it on, if it's a bit too long, what I'll do in future is I will just take out one repeat of the pattern here before you do the armholes, because I mean it goes all the way like up to here. So like and this is the back panel, so it like goes, it's like down to my hips at the moment, but we'll see. And I've started the front panel today. I finished the back panel yesterday, and I started the front panel yesterday, and I finished the ribbing, and I'm on to the pattern repeats. So that's how much I've got of this left. Oh, words! How much I've got of this that I've done. So I believe this is my third skein. I think I have another 3 skeins of this, and this is Knit Picks palette in the colour Pistachio, so which is 100% wool, and it's a 4-ply, and it's actually, I will say, like normally I like working with superwash, but for a non-superwash this is really nice to work with, and it's actually quite soft, so I will probably get it again. I might just choose a different colour because it's not quite my colour. But I will still wear it. I'll probably wear it with like jeans or like a navy blue. Or navy blue would look nice with this, like a navy blue skirt. We'll see. We'll see. So I've been working on this a lot because it's actually part of my entry for the history make along, and I was hoping to get it finished, but tomorrow is March 1st, so there is no way I'm going to get it finished because I've got to work tomorrow, so I've got to clean up today. Just washed our bed sheets and our washing, and I've got to clean the kitchen, and I've got to put the chicken on for dinner, and then I'm going to get the work shopping and drop it off to work. So there's no way I'm going to get this done because I've still got to do the front panel and then all the shaping, like the neck band shaping and the shoulders. Then you've got to do the sleeves, and then you've got to seam it all together. So it's not going to happen. But I am enjoying this pattern though. But I will say, I don't know if I've just got my math completely wrong or if I screwed up somewhere. I can't figure it out. But my numbers are completely off. And I don't know what I did wrong. So I'm kind of winging it. So we'll see. Hopefully it's still good. Should be. We'll see. We'll see. This is the first jumper I knitted for myself, so yeah. And then the other thing I've been working on this week is I showed these ages ago and I kept forgetting to show them on all the other podcasts, but this is the Point Edward mitts, I think. I'll leave the Ravelry link below, but these are fingerless mitts, and if I do it like this, then I can actually try it on. I'm almost done the first one, so I decided I wanted to make, okay, so there's some, see it like sitting a bit weird at the moment because it's still on the needles, but I decided I wanted to make a pair of fingerless mitts because it's actually cold, quite cold here in Palmy sometimes, especially in the morning. Colder than colder than it is in Auckland, definitely. So, and I didn't really use gloves or mittens in Auckland, but I imagine I want them this year. So this is the first one. I'm making one of those ones where so instead of it just stopping, say like here on your hand, it goes all the way up to here, and then you can just hold it down. But you can also flip it over so it covers your fingers. So I've got probably, I don't know what it is in centimetres because the pattern's all in inches, probably another 3 inches to go of the like hand, and then I've got to pick up and knit the thumb, and then I've got to do the other one. So sorry if you can hear a jingle. My cat can go outside now because we've been here 3 weeks. Well, hey, but we got her a collar, and the only ones they had have bells on them, so she now makes noise wherever she goes. This is the yarn I'm using. This is one that I think is exclusive to Knit World here in New Zealand. I can't remember what it's called. Yeah, I cannot remember what it's called. Yeah, no, I can't remember what it's called. It'll be down below anyway. That's what I'm doing with my hands. And then I started another one. Now, I really need to stop casting things on because I need to finish things. But this is a jumper for my father-in-law because his birthday was on the 25th. Today's the 28th. It's my nan's birthday. I need to message her happy birthday. She's in England, so it's not technically her birthday. Oh, it is now, but she'll be asleep. Fly. Sorry, fly. And so my mother-in-law asked if I would knit him a jumper similar to what I knitted my husband John. So if you have watched the earlier podcast episodes, if you go back to like episode, I think it's episode 2, I start talking about it, you will see the simple raglan jumper that I knitted there, and I'm knitting the same one but in a different yarn. So this time I'm using, so I used pure wool for John's one, but his dad's quite sensitive, so, and also tends to spill things, and so we've gone with acrylic, which can also be chucked to the wash. So this is the 4 Seasons Spot Saver USA style. You can get this from Kmart if you are in America, if you're in Australia or New Zealand. And it's very similar to, I guess, like, it's made to look like Red Heart Super Saver, but it's a lot softer. It is a lot softer. It actually, like, for acrylic, it's actually really soft and really warm. And so I've started this. So I'm doing the raglan shaping at the moment. There's not much there, but and these are again my Knit Picks Caspian needles. Interchangeable set, pardon me. I had fizzy. And these are the 4.5mm. And so, yeah, I'm working on that too. And I've just remembered, hold on, let me go get this bag. We started Life Group this week, and I wanted some I could take with me, just in case, like for the chatty bit. And I had this lovely rainbow coloured yarn that I got from Spotlight. Sorry, that's my purse. You can tell I took this out. And it was in their mill end bags. So they only cost $12 a bag. And I think I actually got this one. Sorry, it's tangled around another skein. I got this one, I think, actually on sale. Oh, my stitch came undone. So this one's crochet. A little story about this. So for those of you who don't know, I have, I'm trying to look at you guys and crochet at the same time. Normally I can, apparently not right now, but I have a small business where I sell my handmade items called Stitch with Love. It's always linked in the videos. Might not be in the first few ones because I forgot to do it, quite frankly. I think I need to go through and check, but all my new ones it will be linked below. And someone I went to school with actually messaged me through my business account, and she works with a charity that I can't remember if it's like premature babies or if it's like babies and mums in need, and they need blankets. And so she reached out and asked if I would love to make and donate some things, and I said I would love to. And this yarn is such bright, happy colours, and it's actually quite soft. I can almost guarantee you it's acrylic, but it's soft. It's like the anti-pilling one. And so what I'm doing is I'm making corner to corner. It's very small at the moment. See if I can move closer. The way my setup is now, I need a tripod. I really need a tripod. But it's just corner to corner. That's what I've got so far. And so I'm planning on making some corner to corner blankets and then just doing a nice ruffly edge around them. Using some cream coloured yarn. Whoops, sitting on that. From the mill ends. So I'm out of breath. Oh, it's so hot. So yeah, I need to stop casting things on and actually finish them, because I still have another baby blanket. Is stock for the shop. The big white blanket and my Shawl Some Love KAL entries. So I need to get finishing. I also am trying to use up my yarn stash. So when we moved, I don't know if anyone else can relate to this. I'm sure you can. I think most of us can. I must have started collecting without realizing a whole bunch of yarn, and when we moved I realized I had like 4 boxes full, and I need to use a lot of it up. Sorry, my curtain. What? Hold on. Sorry. My mesh curtain wanted to come say hello, but it was being rather annoying. So, that's what it is now. What was I talking about? Oh yeah, I've accumulated quite a bit of yarn, and I want to use some of it. A lot of it's acrylic, and in the probably recent year, I've started moving towards more natural fibres. Not that there's anything wrong with acrylic, I'm at a stage at the moment where I prefer working with wool and alpaca and cotton and things like that. So I want to try and use up some of my stash, and the plan is for it to be made into things for the shop and to be donated. So that is my goals for this year. I also, pandemic permitting, want to go to, there's a couple of like yarn fibre festivals in Wellington this year, and I am 2 hours north of Wellington, so if I drive or get a bus, it's about 2 hours. So I think the train's about 2 hours too, so it's really close, and I would love to go this year. And that, talking about that, because one of them was meant to be next week, leads on to what happened this week. So for those of you who maybe have not seen the news, it's back, and we have 4 alert levels for our response as a country. Alert level 1 is where we were before, which is basically where everything's back to normal, everything's open, there's no restrictions on gatherings, there's just mask wearing on public transport. Fine, go away. But other than that, it's pretty back to normal, as it were. Normal, you know. Level 2, which is where Palmerston North and the rest of New Zealand other than Auckland is right now, is starting to have restrictions. So there's a limit on the amount of people who can meet in one place. Mask wearing on public transport is now mandatory. I think basically we are very limited as to what can happen. Major events have been cancelled. Weddings and funerals can only have up to 100 people, so that's not great because there's a lot of weddings coming up and events. So we were meant to have Woolstock next week, which would be in Wellington, and it's like a mini version of Fibre Fest, but it's been postponed indefinitely. They don't know when it's going to come back because there is no set, as with anything relating to this, there's no set end date. We know it's at least for 7 days, but we don't know much more than that. And then Auckland, where I'm from, where I lived for a large portion of my life after we moved from England, and where my family are based, those who aren't in England, are currently at level 3, which is a form of lockdown. Online shopping is still open and takeaways are still open. That's basically it. All schools are closed, workplaces are closed unless you're an essential worker, and it's basically stay home order. So, and then level 4, which is what people don't want, obviously, is when everything's closed and the only thing that's open is supermarkets, petrol stations, and like hospitals. No takeaway, no online shopping, nothing. Everything else is closed. So, yeah, we're back. We're back in it again. So that meant that obviously quite a few things were cancelled. We found out last night at about 9 o'clock that this was happening. The Prime Minister had a press conference at 9 o'clock, and so church this morning was cancelled, and we did it online. Mum is in Auckland and is stressing a little bit because my mum, my sister and I all work for the same company, and we work doing before and after school care and holiday programs, basically, for school age children. And with all of this happening, because this is the second lockdown Auckland's had in a month, it's very uncertain how things are for our company, because most of our centres are in Auckland, so it's very uncertain right now. And so that just kind of adds to everything else. And we don't know what's going to happen, because when they announced it, I mean, they think they might know now, but at the time they didn't know where the infection came from, and the person did not isolate, so it's potentially could have spread already. They don't know. So yeah, a little bit of a downer, but then at the same time we have been incredibly lucky to have what we've had for so long. A lot of places, as I said, my family a lot of them are in England, and they've been in lockdown for I don't know how many months now. So the fact that we were able to celebrate together as a family for Christmas is something that not a lot of people could experience and enjoy this last year. And the fact that we were able to move, obviously if it had continued, then we wouldn't have been able to move, and we would still be in Auckland right now, and we've been talking about this move for months. So it's not an awesome situation, but at the same time, as a country, we've been incredibly lucky to have what we've had, So I'm not complaining about it. It's just very uncertain right now. As it stands for me at the moment, I haven't been told anything from work. I haven't been told, if anything's changing or anything like that. So I imagine tomorrow I'll go to work as per normal, because we are at level 2, not level 3. But whether or not we'll stay at level 2, go down to level 1, go up to level 3, no one knows. I don't even think the government knows right now, and so it's just very uncertain. And then work in general has just been a bit nuts, and I felt really overwhelmed. And then I had a surprise last minute meeting on Friday. Basically one of my staff, without actually talking to me first, had basically said that I was not very capable of running the venue, and so that hurt real bad. But then at the same time, the blessing that's come out of that is I'm spending some of next week shadowing, which I'm actually quite happy about, to be able to take a step back. So as much as it hurt the way it happened, I've not lost my job. I'm still in the same position. I'm just getting extra training, and I'm being able to step back a little bit, which is actually not a bad thing. So a blessing in disguise, I guess. But with all of that, it's just meant that I've been, quite frankly, a bit out of it. And so I guess that's another reason why I've been working on something like this, which I find quite comforting. Even though maybe some people look at this, oh, it's a lace pattern, like it's not very comforting. For me, I love lace. I'm very much a lace knitter, and so it's been incredibly therapeutic for me, and it's probably why I've done so much work on this. On a more positive note though, I found out that one of my friends from uni, I knew her more through church while I was at uni, she's just started knitting. So I now have a knitting friend, and I'm so excited. and we pretty much spent the whole weekend messaging back and forth, talking about, you know, like basically like helping troubleshoot with each other and talking about different tutorials and patterns and techniques and things, and it's just been so cool, and I'm so excited. And I think she currently lives in Wellington, so she's not far from me either, and it just makes me so happy. As much as I love talking to you guys as well, it's just nice to have someone in my personal life as well that I can talk to, and it's just so cool. So that brought my spirits up yesterday, because she messaged me and asked if I knitted, and basically asked if I could help her, and since then we've just been messaging back and forth, and it's so cool. I love it. Yeah, I think that's pretty much the update for this week. As I said, not much knitting. It's been a lot of everything else though. My house is still a mess. I'm looking at some storage at the moment. Someone's going whizzing down our road. I'm looking at some storage at the moment so I can make like a yarn corner in like a little, not little, it's like a full-on double bedroom that we have spare. But John's computer's in there too, so it's like both of our work area. And also something that is actually fibre related, and is very exciting. I've wanted to do yarn dyeing for a while, and I yesterday sat down and did some research and looked at what was out there, and I also spoke to John about it, because where he works he can get like the respirator and stuff that I would need, and so I spoke to him about it too, also just because I like talking to him about it, because he will bring insights sometimes that I won't see. And I do think I'm going to start dyeing yarn, and I have actually written down a list of how much it's going to cost to get materials to get started and what I need, and the dyes I'm going to be using are probably most likely going to be earth palette cold dyes, which means I don't have to do them in the kitchen, so I can do them outside in the sun. And then obviously when the weather is not so nice, I'm basically just going to have a tarpaulin and put it on my deck, basically, is how I'm going to do it. Or if I'm really desperate, it'll be on the floor of my bathroom / laundry. We don't have a designated laundry space, so that's why I don't really want to have to use acid dyes, because I don't really want to be cooking yarn in my kitchen. I know some people do, I didn't want to, and John didn't want me doing that either, so we decided not to. But that will probably be coming in the near future. I also have some yarn I really do need to purchase for a commission from my sister-in-law, but I just need to check that the price is alright with her. So, and I also have a Swift and a ball winder and some stitch markers that should be on their way, and sock blockers. So, but they're coming from China, so I don't know how long it will take for them to get here. They're currently in the sorting centre in Auckland, so, but then level 3's just happened in Auckland, so who knows. Yeah, I can't think of anything else that I need to talk about this week. Yeah, I want to try and get some of these projects off the needles, especially this, because I have some other jumpers that I actually really want to do, and this also needs to come off the needles, even though I've only just started it. And I want to work more on my KAL, so yeah. If you want to keep up with what I'm making as well, go follow me on Instagram. My personal Instagram is at shanmarie2401, and my business Instagram, which is mostly knitting related, actually I think it's all knitting and business related, yeah it is, it's like all that I'm working on and stuff that's in the shop, is at StitchLoveNZ, but those will both be down below anyway. So I've got something on my finger, I don't know. Yeah, I can't think of anything else. And if you want to follow me on Ravelry, I'm sure I'm shanmarie2401 on there as well. if you want to add me on Ravelry. I'd love to have more friends. I'd love to have more fibre friends. If you want to be fibre friends on Ravelry or Instagram or just chat, please feel free to reach out to me, message me, leave a comment. I would love to talk to more people about knitting and crochet and yarn and all that stuff, because I love it. It's a massive passion of mine, and I love finding people who share that same passion. So if you have watched up to here, thank you. I really do appreciate it. If you are enjoying the podcast, please hit that subscribe. I don't like asking this because I feel like weird about it, but like 90% of my views come from people who are not subscribed. So if you like my content, please subscribe so you don't miss any future podcast episodes, because I'm definitely aiming from now on to definitely do it weekly. And I do have some new video ideas coming up in the future. I'm thinking about doing shorter, maybe 5-minute yarn spotlight videos, or like indie dye spotlights. So if you want to be if you want to be a part of that, like if you want me to have a look at your yarn, definitely let me know, because I may have just not seen it. So if you have a small hand-dyed yarn business, please let me know, because I love finding new people, and I would love to support your business if I can afford to at the time. But definitely, message below, say, hey, I have a hand-dyed yarn business called blah 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 blah. This is my Instagram, this is my website, and I will definitely, if I can, be supporting you, because you deserve all that support, and also I just love yarn. So and I love to try new yarn. But yeah, if you want to see those spotlights or future episodes, definitely hit that subscribe so you don't miss when it does get uploaded. And thank you for hanging around. Whatever you're doing today, I hope you're doing well, whether you're knitting, crocheting, sewing, or just living your life. I hope you are well. I hope you're safe. Everyone, please stay safe out there. If you are sick, please stay home, and please look after yourself and your family and your friends, and take care of your mental health too, because that really does matter, especially in a time like this. Please look after yourself and take care. Let me know what you're working on, or if there's anything you want to share with me down below, and I will talk to you next week or in the next video. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you later. Bye!